Hey Reddit.
Introverts. How did you meet your girlfriend?
We met on YouTube. I love you. For more videos, like and subscribe.
She came over to me in a coffee shop while she was on vacation in my country. To ask how to tip. We had a 2-hour conversation. And then an amazing 5-hour lunch 2 days later. She complained about her hostel and I offered her my spare bedroom. She accepted. Nothing happened, although it seems crystal clear in retrospect that we were falling for each other. I didn't want to be douchey and make her feel uncomfortable under my roof. So putting the moves on her was not something I seriously considered. 2 nights later, I had to be gone for most of the night. On a work assignment. And I asked if she would please watch and walk my dog in my absence. I came home at 5 a.m. and was greeted by my suddenly very soft, very fluffy dog. She had somehow understood, "Will you please wash my dog?" and apparently didn't find that a strange request at all. The next evening, after we'd been talking over a bottle of wine for hours, it seems she'd had enough of my apparent indecisiveness. Took the wine glass out of my hand, put it down, and leaned in for a kiss. That was 26 years ago. We've been married 23 years. The
lack of dog breed is the only thing missing from this story.
Ahaha, what was her reaction when you corrected her about watching your dog?
She just started talking to me and never stopped.
Too real. How do you get them to stop?
This is exactly how my last relationship started. It takes a while for me to realize what she was doing. We are fishermen, not hunters.
On the Greyhound. During my time in the Army I was stationed at Ft. Eustis, VA. On my way home Denver. CO. At the time for Christmas I saw her sitting across from and slightly behind me. Honestly, I didn't pay much attention to her at first. But my buddy, seated next to her, did. After getting shot down repeatedly for a day and a half. He finally got off the bus. Shortly thereafter she came over and sat next to me and we started talking. After that we got split up, put on different buses, and I kicked myself for not getting her number. Then, when the bus stopped in St. Louis, there she was standing right there in the entrance. Almost like she was waiting for me. If my bus had arrived 15 minutes later I'd have never seen her again. Then I found out the bus to Denver was delayed due to snow. And wasn't going anywhere for at least 2 days. She hurried over to the ticket counter and had my ticket changed to Des Moines, IA, where she was going, so I wouldn't be trapped in St. Louis for 2 days. We spent the next 4 days getting to know each other. Then I continued home. We had a long-distance relationship for about 6 months until I came home permanently. By which time she had moved to Denver and rented an apartment. We got married 3 years later and have been together 10 years total.
You could make a movie about this.
She just made me her boyfriend one day and I don't really want a girlfriend and I'm too scared to end it.
My darling, my dearest, he whispered in doubt. I've thought as I wandered and pondered it out. I've wondered, and maybe perhaps you'll agree, that maybe just maybe we weren't meant to be. It's not that you're awful, or pushy and mean, inclined to commotion, and making a scene, aggressive, possessive, unpleasant, unkind, controlling, commanding, and forceful of mind, but maybe, he said, with a sigh on his own, we're lesser together and better alone? They waited in silence. Her answer was slow. She thought for a moment. She said to him, "No.
I don't think it's occurred to anybody he might be joking." Just 10 replies going, ended SHES a monster, it's terrible, punch your Jim and rape Facebook. Tickle the lawyer.
Blind date. That was 10 years ago. The guy who set us up dropped off the face of the earth before I ever had a chance to thank him.
Like, he just fell off the edge.
Probably future you went back in time to hook you up with your true love.
Put yourself around extroverts, one of them will adopt you sooner or later.
That is some dangerous advice.
Tried this. It didn't work out. Was adopted. Then abandoned.
After 4 years of no dating following a crushing breakup, a mutual friend called to my attention she was into me. I was oblivious. I didn't know her very well, but I was ready to try again. I wasn't even sure I was very attracted to her, but I figured it couldn't hurt to go out on a date with a nice girl. We hit it off. She's pretty shy, which is why she said she'd never had the courage to try to talk to me. In the course of the first date, I'm slowly realizing she's amazing. Many years later, now we have 2 kids and there's just a lot of love in our lives equals D.
Oh. My first girlfriend happened this way. She out of the blue pursued me because I must have made a good impression the first time we hung out with a mutual friend. Didn't find her attractive tbh and was really hesitant about reciprocating because, didn't want to hurt her if I changed my mind, and also first girlfriend, so I was pretty clueless. Fast forward a year or so. We are madly in love and I realize she's one of the most physically beautiful people I've ever seen. It just took me a while to see it. I still think about her sometimes. But that's life. Everything would have been totally different had we stayed together, and while I do miss her and the feeling of being completely comfortable and in love with someone, I wouldn't be the same person today, and I honestly wasn't emotionally mature enough to sustain that type of relationship and keep both of us happy. I really hope she's happy and hope I can find someone to make me feel like that again.
I love stories like this.